University poll out today shows that Sanders fares better against Trump than does Secretary Clinton in those all-important swing states. For instance, in Ohio, Clinton loses to Trump 39% to 43%. In the meantime, Sanders beats Trump by 2 percentage points. And when you look at the fight for Pennsylvania, Clinton narrowly beats Trump 43 to 42. Sanders, on the other hand, is up 6 points over Trump. For more on the bigger picture, let's bring in New York Times columnist Charles Blow and Democratic strategist and Bernie Sanders supporter Nomiki Konst. Okay, so first things first, Charles Blow, when you get those head-to-heads, everybody always says it. All Bernie Sanders supporters always say it. But if you look towards the general election, he beats Trump. And you could say the same thing in 2008. But Hillary Rodham Clinton, I think she's probably looking towards a very different kind of race this time around.
Well, absolutely. But, I mean, here's the thing about the general election head-to-head matchups, which is Hillary has a point when she says that she has been the recipient of like an unending, decades-long series of attacks. And that
a vast right-wing conspiracy?
No, just literally legitimate policy-oriented political attacks. Some of them policy-oriented, some of them not, but largely policy-oriented. But if you go onto a Republican debate stage and the only name that you hear demonized is hers, that factors into the numbers, right? And so if you look at what most strategists think, you're going to have about $4 billion spent on this election cycle. Most of it has not been spent yet. That means that within 6 months, you will spend billions of dollars. A lot of that will be negative ad campaigning. Bernie Sanders has not received any of that from the Republican side. Now, I'm not saying that Bernie isn't a strong candidate. I'm simply saying that he is going to become, if he were to become the nominee, he will become the brunt of a lot of the attacks that she has already been the brunt of, and it will damage his numbers as well. And that is so I think part of it is to look out from here and say, why is it that we have this disparity? Some of it may be policy, some of it may be personality, some of it may be simply that they have not put the money behind attacking you and your reputation and your name.
What's interesting about these most recent head-to-heads, they were very similar kinds of numbers 4 years ago, and yet in favor of Mitt Romney, and yet Obama won everything, all of those swing states. But I want to go back even further to 2008, because West Virginia was a very good state for Hillary Rodham Clinton in 2008. I think the blowout was 67% of the vote compared to President Obama's 26% of the vote. But nobody expects that to happen this time around. Is it all because of those Cole comments, which she tried very hard to put into context? I just don't know that it worked.
I think some of it has to do with the Cole comments. I think some of it has to do with, the recession hit. Let's not forget, 2008 was before the economy tanked. And a lot of what Hillary Clinton is fighting right now is 90s era policies, a lot of her economic record. It's not just about, years and years of being attacked. She also has years of a record, and so does Bernie Sanders, and Donald Trump will probably be hit with it as well. It goes across the board. Everybody gets hit in elections.
Speaking of hitting, holy smokes, is he hitting her hard on her husband, his infidelities, and then her support of him in denouncing the women who spoke out against Donald Trump. And she was asked about some of the things that Donald Trump's been saying about her on the trail, and it looks like she's got the script down pat. She doesn't look at this stage like she's going to hit him back or get down in the mud and get ugly. In fact, this is instead what she's decided to say. Have a listen.
Oh, I'm answering him all the time. I'm answering him on what I think voters care about. I'm answering him on the differences between our records, our experience, what we want to do for our country, how important it is to try to unify the country. And I have been very clear that a lot of his rhetoric is not only reckless, it's dangerous.
Is that what we're going to hear over and over, or is she ultimately going to have to go fists up, buddy?
I don't know if she has to be. I mean, I think we keep forgetting that there's a lot of super PACs on the sidelines with a tremendous amount of money.
They can do that
They can do all the dirty work. They can do all of that dirty work, and you don't have to necessarily do it. And I think that her strategy is, in some way, to expose him for the bully that he is, to allow him to do that. And until she sees that it starts to hurt, if it starts to hurt her, then she may change course. But if it does not hurt her, if this strategy works, we're 6 months out.
Just real quickly, sometimes those super PACs, Donald Trump is able to actually land the criticism on the candidate anyway. It's working with Ted Cruz.
I don't know if it's working for them. I mean, Correct the Record and some of these other super PACs are using 90s era tactics again. And that messaging isn't hitting independents and women the same way it did back then. Let's not forget, his unfavorables with women in the Republican Party is at 47%, but her unfavorables with Democratic women is at 44%. So they're sort of canceling each other out right now, and I don't think anybody knows how to message to this new voting bloc.
It's super fascinating.
It's really fascinating.
It's why this is the best reality show going. The news. Charles Blow, thank you, Nomiki.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Appreciate it. Coming up next, how could the fight between the Justice Department and North